My name is Gani, of course, and I'm Gani's Media on YouTube. I'm Gani on Facebook. And of course, I'm Okudabosum on Snapchat and on Twitter, which is now X. You can follow me and then enjoy my conversations with some of the vibrant and influential people here in the Western region. Of course, I'm going to go out of the Western region and I'm going to go everywhere. I'm coming to your location, so watch out. But today I'm here with Manuel Brave. He's a teacher, he's into sounds. If you're a musician and you need somebody who is inclined in using sounds, he's Manuel Brave, and then he's good at it. He's a teacher as well and a student of the UCC, University of Cape Coast, a graduate, you know. So he's, very inclined with what he does. Today we are here to have a conversation and I hope you enjoy it as we do. What's up, bro?
Cool, bro. Your side?
I'm good, but I'm not good.
Okay, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine.
Inshallah, on God. How is Takoradi? Secondly, Takoradi. This is your city. How do you see your city and what the happenings here?
Takoradi is a very conducive place to be in, and you get to learn a lot of stuff. You get to experience new things. Every day, new things pop up, and one or two things makes it a bit stressful. But Takoradi is a nice place in the whole.
People say it's a vibrant city. When I meet new people, this is what they say. Do you believe in that?
It is vibrant, yes, to some extent. It is very vibrant, yeah.
I think I'm here with a real tardy boy. You know, he believes in the city. Of course, the city is a vibrant one, of course. But then, when I mention Manuel Brave, who is Manuel Brave and what do you do? Although I know I've mentioned a few things that you do, but to you, what do you do? Who is Manuel Brave?
Manuel Brave is a teacher, a professional teacher for that matter. A student of University of Cape Coast. I began at NT College of Education. I did a general course and then went to University of Cape Coast to read English. And then I have a second degree also in English language. A choral enthusiast, a choral musician, and who loves what he does. And what I do is bringing students together and to love choral music and then teach them, harness their gifts, stir up their potential. And basically that is Manuel Brave.
I think we are going to have a nice time. Somebody who is into music, into sounds. Okay. People are saying that mostly the youths that having education in Ghana to some extent, as we talk right now, it's not very important. What do you say about that?
It's very unfortunate they've had such conception, and I don't know who gave it to them or who has been tutoring them with that. But I like to always give two classical examples. Let's look at Stonebwoy. After getting money, he still went to school. Now he's graduated. Same with Samini. Now Guru is on the line and he's in uni now. I believe that education goes hand in hand with whatever you want to do, because education does not really give you the financial might, but it enhances your understanding about the world in general and how to maneuver your way in this world. If you are not educated, and usually people think education is just about the formal type, but when you get to learn things, and then you become educated and you're able to navigate your way in life. So it's very important.
Now, when you look at what we learn here in our universities, of course, you are a student, I am also, and you compare it to that of the Western world, Europe. Do you think our curriculum is a good one?
Curriculum for as Ghanaians and what we have here is top notch. But the only thing that I have a bit of issue with is the too much theory. Yeah, I think it's too much. So maybe we might want to shift a bit to more practical aspect of our education system. But Ghana has one of the best and robust educational setting. Yeah.
I was speaking to a student from one of the universities here in Tadi and was like, they always go to class, they have to write. The machines on the field, they've never touched it until they completed school. So You were talking about the tuition aspect. I mean the theory. Good. Do you believe Ghana is a developing country, so we should focus more on practical education?
Yes, practical education is now the whole thing that is going on now. Let me use the new trend now. And if we would have to be compared to other developing countries and even the developed ones, then we need to shift focus from the theoretical aspect to practical. I mean, how can you be doing ICT and never touch, I mean, computer before? It's absurd. We're hoping that governments that have been coming now will realize that this is the new way to go, so that they can really enhance the schools, especially with the basic level, at the basic level, so that we will not be always be learning just the theory, what is computer, what is input device, where students have been hearing of input devices, they've been hearing of output device, but they cannot even point at them. No, that's one. But I'm hoping that things are changing, and I believe that with the right kind of leadership, we will get there.
Who is the right leader for you?
Leader that listens and takes into consideration the needs of his or her followers and then acts on them. Because leadership is servanthood or servitude. That's how I term it. When you're a leader, then you must serve. So you listen to your people, do what they want, and then I think that is what
Okay, we'll come back to the conversation again, but you are saying something, right? Now, let's come back to you. You are somebody who is into music, who does all these things. What is that one thing that will motivate you to be like, let me go and teach music, let me go and teach these people how to sing? What is that one thing that keeps you going every day?
I must say, when you meet the student, the expressions that they have, sometimes you see them, you can feel that they've been yearning for such opportunity for a long time. And so that joy when you begin to teach them the music and how they receive it and how they in turn respond to whatever you teach them, it's just fulfilling. So that is what really keeps me going. And I've visited a lot of schools and a lot of choirs, and it's been amazing how they receive it. And I believe that maybe when things turn around, when the right policies are made, it has to, because we are in a world where we can only depend solely on one particular section or sector to develop. And music is another way of helping kids grow. And most musicians started from somewhere. So I believe that that's what has been always encouraging me and pushing me to go.
So you see the students, and then you are fulfilled. You feel like you want to teach more. That's the case.
Exactly.
What is that one situation that made you feel like ada me input the maminje?
You know, sometimes it isn't the student, but sometimes it's part of some of the facilitators, I mean the teachers, and sometimes to the environment that sometimes I find myself in. Usually people have this notion that those of us who are into music and even
media,
yes, yeah, we are not educated. We just have certain shallow background, so they tend to look down on us. So certain times comments that comes sometimes makes me think that no, I am already let's say I feel like in the academia I've gotten somewhere that I can be really proud of. So why don't I concentrate on that side and then just push myself there and just leave these things? And sometimes to the reward aspect, you know, the remuneration aspect, sometimes it's discouraging. So it
doesn't come at all.
Usually with my person, I look at the fulfillment in the job rather than the reward. So sometimes when you leave it without giving certain demarcations to what your financial commitment requirements are, then the people that employed you tend to just make any commitment towards you, and sometimes it becomes disheartening until usika order was more than zama or the warrior no. Now, especially looking at the commitment that you put into the work, and business. I did a little bit of it, and we thought value for money. And it doesn't match. So sometimes too, it does.
All right, so I'm here with Manuel Brave, like a tutor in sounds, music. Okay, so you teaching these kids how to sing, the choir, and all these things. Do you think? Ghana has a future when it comes to music.
Yes, we have, and I think the creative art industry in Ghana, they have a lot to do. I think they are limiting themselves to certain few aspects of music, of what we do in Ghana. I can mention very, very powerful musicians even in my own sector. Lordina, the soprano, very powerful choral musician. And when you listen to her, it's amazing. We have a lot. When you look at Harmonious Choral, when you look at Winneba Youth Choir and what they do, now you can see they are mixing the choral music with now this kind of what we call the contemporary music, and it's amazing. So I think as a country we can rub shoulders with other countries outside when the needed logistics and support is given and the right attention is paid to other aspects.
Our music can get somewhere when we have people like you who is so inclined in music heading some particular facilities. Here is the case. We have a whole tourism center, or how do you call it, the CNC, what do you call it, the art, and it should be your office, right?
Yeah.
But we have a theological student heading that office right now. Do you still think there is something good going to come out of it?
I think that's you asked a very good question earlier about who a leader is. So I believe if we have a symposium, and then there are a lot of resources. Human resource that hasn't been tapped. That if we do the right call-ups, in fact, we'll get people to really manage things very well so that we can push towards practicality more than the theory. I think that is the way to go.
Someone like you, artist, being it secular, gospel, whatever they do, reggae, dancehall people, they have to contact you and be like, bro, I have this sound. How do I arrange it to sound nice for my listeners? Do you have any artist in Tadi who once took a phone and then called you like, bro, teach me how to do this? Does it happen?
No. I think I've been on the low for some time, but in the churches I've ever visited, sometimes I give them technical advice based on what I hear them do. Sometimes I'm called to some churches to go to just groom them, to give them an advice on. Sometimes they're going to do a program, so they will do their rehearsal and call me for a final verdict. Can you come and listen to us, how we sing, and do you have any advice for us? So sometimes when I do that, when I go, I do it and they take it. But for artists, not really. But I've been with some couple of them, just following them. And so far, that is how it is.
So, let's say they've released the song, you hear the sound. Is there any time that you called in and be like, bro, this sound, I think you should do it this way, you should do it this way? That does it happen?
One beautiful thing in Takoradi, some musicians, yes, is that they feel they are their boss on their own. It's a collective effort. So when you are a musician, musicianship is not just about you, the individual alone singing. You need to have a voice coach. Sometimes you need to have a very powerful instrumentalist behind you. It could be a keyboardist or a guitarist or whatever, but you must have a team that would push you. In Takoradi, that investment into that session, it's very low. compared to Accra, and when I can mention with Joe Metals and all that. You know, Joe Metals sometimes you collaborate with James Varikama of Harmonious School, and when he's gearing towards certain aspects where he thinks that no, I need a professional to help me with that. And he does that. I think some time ago, Assemblies of God at Beach Road called me because when they are singing, the program they were doing, they fixed in certain choral aspect and all that. And somebody recommended me to them, and they called me, and I went, and it was interesting. At the end of the day, they got what they wanted. I also very satisfied with what I heard. Yes,
you did your job.
Yes.
So on that note, are we saying that some of the musicians, just like you said, they are not serious with the music that they are doing, or it's like, just like you said, they feel like they don't need all these kind of things?
Yes, and I think also sometimes the producers are also a bit of a problem.
The producer who produced the music?
Yes, they are also a bit of an issue, some of them, because and the way the person is trying to go about the music, even with the melody of the song, there are a lot of things that goes into it. I mean, root notes, I mean, basic certain the song the person is singing is not ending. You see just staccato, all these things, and you are quiet. If you are being the person just learnt it by observing on the internet, and so didn't really get the really technical know-how. So when the person comes, tournament, then the person just goes on, arrange anything, whatever, and then just my area, then fix it. Sometimes we need to, the producer also need to scrutinize. This song, can we do it this way? Can I help you shape it to this way so that you can really sing it this way? So the note, sometimes even with the key, maybe voice texture, and maybe the song, the way you sang is on E flat. Can we do it maybe a bit on a D? All these things they need to help them to do, but sometimes I'm the medium scan my baby. So only a few of them will have to take time. We want to take time and then take you through all these things before. Sometimes I accompany certain musicians to the studio to do sometimes live recording and all that. So sometimes I work on those things for them. And you make key also into or E flat net no also because it's a echo peak of the notes na a bebre until the yamba D and I am calling C sharp. No, but some producers are like that. They just let it because they just in for the money. If the money is good for them, anything you put out there, they don't care.
The producers, I mean, producing the sounds for the boys. I mean, you have to take note of this. But I know you have different types of sounds and their names, right? Of which I don't know. I listen to music. Sometimes I want to figure out what this type of sound is. Can you, tell us a bit?
Well, you see, the term sound is a very broad one. Yeah. So yes, it's a very broad one. So it goes into every genre of music. You have been following the musicians. So sometimes some people would like to fit in certain kind of classical arrangements and all that. It depends on what you want at the end. So even with these secular musicians, when they are producing their own songs, and imagine them collaborating with another gospel artist. I think some time ago somebody said he would want to collaborate with Kofi Kinata. Yeah, so sometimes when it gets to that point, then it means that the producer arranging the music would have to have in a blend, so that imagine I as a choral musician then want to let me use this person as a Famille. Yeah. Famille's Praise is a very good example of an amalgamation, a combination of very different sounds. You can have a feel of a contemporary style. You have a feel of a choral style with the chorus that came in, praise the Lord, hallelujah. Yeah. You hear that kind of, and you see that the sounds depends on, also depending on the kind of instrument that you want to be fixed in. So sometimes we have the orchestra in it. so that you have a feel of the violins, the cellos, and all that. So it depends, but I cannot really pinpoint and say that there's this particular sound that the person went into for. These are the artists that are now coming are very creative. Yes, and big ups to even Kofi Kinata is one hell of a creative.
I was about to mention his name for an example.
He's one hell of a creative. When his new album, Kofi, I've listened to it several times, and amazing piece all throughout. The arrangement, sometimes you see it's like an old time song, and the beats, the rhythms. There are certain rhythms we reserve it for certain kind of particular. Yes, but the way he hits on those, it's amazing. So these days their creativity is really up, and I think that's what I can say about it. Yeah.
As a sound, let me say sound professional or music professional. Let me take one of Kofi's songs on the Kofi EP, which is Antiama. And then how it started, the sound. How would you explain it to me, who is not inclined? But it sounds good to me though.
In fact, it's like somebody trying to mimic another person, even with the way he sang the first lines. And you know, in the beginning it felt like purely guitar, and then but it's an old harp. I've forgotten the name that it's called with, but it's a very powerful arrangement. I mean, you see the way he hits on the song on a hard note. We have something we call a heartbeat. So that song the arrangement is crazy. In fact, it's my favorite of all the EP Kofi. Powerful arrangement. It's like you are trying to recite a poem, so he's rhyming, reciting a poem, but at the same time it feels like he's rapping, and that is one powerful song. I tell you, for a musician to think about something like this means you need to have about usually I say you need to have about the third sense to do that, and Kofi Kinata is.
Somebody is saying that he feels Kofi didn't really do a lot on the EP, looking at the sounds and the arrangements and all that. But you as a sound professional saying a different thing altogether. So what do you have to tell that person? He'll be watching though.
Hey. The person, well, I think the person needs to really come again with that, because, hey, you know, we have we have binary, we have tenor form of music. Kofi is not doing the ABA or the AB. No, he's mixing everything. Like he's not limiting himself. That song, that EP is complete. Like it's just an embodiment of a perfect, complete musicianship. Come on, with that Antama, and where he even fixed in his dialect, the hunter. God, that was the place I even felt like, man, this guy. So you know, and it's really even portrayed that we are in Takwa, which is a seat for the hunters, and so he did that perfectly. I mean,
of course, nobody can do it better than Kofi. Kofi is on top notch. I don't know why people doubt it though, but Kofi is above the roof for me, and I think we are in the same.
Yeah, of course, man, that song. I can put it on repeat, Antama.
Yeah.
The whole day, and every time I listen to it again, something new pops up. Like I get another understanding of what he was doing, and it's always new. You know, when you are into this this music, thing. You always learn something new.
Yeah.
And I always like to tell people, you know, as a teacher of English, sometimes when I'm teaching literature, I like to use his songs a lot to portray certain effect and so he is amazing.
I learned your university were fusing his songs and Legon as well, and you're also doing it for the senior high schools.
Yes, you know, back in UCC when I was doing my master's degree in English, we fusing a bit of literature, so we are allowed to explore. I think one of my lecturers, Dr. Nkansa, he did a work on when they say Roughtown Records and Ebony, the late Ebony. Yeah. And I happened to do a work on Black Sheriff, yes, and one on Kofi Kinata. I think Confession, his song. And it's a powerful literature piece. Yes, there are a lot of figurative expressions in his songs that you can really delve into. So for those of us even in the academia, we really listen to him and we try to cite examples from his songs. Yes,
Kofi is really doing powerful things. So like right now you are open for schools, you go and teach them how to sing and all that. How is the experience with the authorities of the schools? How do they see you?
There's a saying that if it must be done, it must be done well. So I am the type, I usually go in 100%. I don't like even 99.9. So the way I do the music, people tend to think Manku school. And sometimes too, it depends on the time frame and the kind of job you want me to do for your school. Sometimes the authorities are a bit they tend to drag their feet on things.
Especially they are skeptical or something.
Yes, like especially when they tend to see the financial commitment that will go into it. So sometimes they begin to, but I think that music, there's nothing like when you are doing it, do it well for everybody to see what you are capable of. And the children are having enormous potentials. You can't, they don't have a limit, these kids. So usually when I get there, then I try to explain to the head teachers that please, this and this is what you want me to do. So I want to do it this way. I will need this kind of student. Sometimes I will let them usher in a lot of students. I do voice exercises. I try to know their voice. Then I say, no, this one, bring that person. Then sometimes, most of the time, at the end of the day, when they get to understand what I am into, then they allow me to explore fully. Yeah.
So in the beginning of every session or with every school is difficult in a way.
Yes, it is, but not with all schools. I think my best school so far has been Bedwado Methodist JHS and Primary, where I've had wonderful teachers and a wonderful headmistress. She's now retired. That gave me I would say over 200% support. And Master, you are the boss. You know what you want to do. Whatever you want, we are at your beck and call, and we will do it for you. And so far, yeah. That's how
it makes you feel good, though.
Oh yes, and so I spent over 4 to 5 years with Bedwado School.
Wow.
Because of the reception and the respect they gave me for that aspect, knowing fully well that I am capable of doing whatever they wanted me to do for them.
I believe that if we embrace diversity in all of these things, I think we are going to have a nice time. But then, why is the notion that people in the media, people doing music, people following music, we are uneducated, we are not serious like them?
I think it's a thing of Sekenita Krade.
Sekenita Krade.
Yes. I think it's a thing of Sekenita Krade. I don't think it's with Accra people, because in most of the I have stayed in most of the regions, so I've had a rich experience. In there. I think in Accra, when they really want to engage your services, usually they want in 100%. They don't want partial. But in our Takrade, second Takrade environs, it's like they see it to be like page maybe in a solana and in a church and but they forget that it's another enterprise where if we really give it the needed attention, in fact, people are going to be remunerated very well, and people are going to it is going to pay off. We have not yet gotten to that stage, and I think personally I've not seen a particular sector in taking it. None of the ministers that have come and gone, or the MPs current ones or outgone ones, have really concentrated. Let's create a sector where we bring all these things, all these people together. From time to time, we do workshops for them. From time to time, we bring them on board when we are doing. It's not here. When we go to Accra, people.
You know something. When somebody sees you walking down the road on the street with the bag, in my bag, with everything, the camera stand and everything, hey, cameraman, Anna, they don't know what is content creation. You see, I don't know. I go, before I start, I want to do this thing, I go online, I learn a lot, I read books, I'm like, so this thing, I mean, it's good. But it's difficult though. But people feel like, they don't see any value in it. Is it that education is low, or is it that primitive kind of thinking?
Oh, you've just said it right, primitive. I mean, their knowledge in these areas is just, it's amazing. How people really tend to look down on those areas. Yes, I mean, most of us will pick it as a hobby, but nobody knows where and when and how something is going to really work out for him or her. Sometimes I travel to Accra for a week program, and the kind of reception I get and the kind of connections I make with the people. Sometimes somebody walks out to me. I remember when I went to ICGC at Norway for a week. They were having African heritage, and so I went and played the organ for them and rehearsed with the choir to teach them certain kind of music. I mean, the folk music here, patriotic songs. And when I started playing the high life music, choir music, we learn a lot of stuff. So the person was like, "Boss," somebody came to me, "Boss, if you talk at the I said, "Yes."
The originality of the sounds.
If you talk at the I say, "Hey, I want to work with them Zamano." I was like, in Zama, oh, you people play serious. You're playing in all the instruments is top notch. Talk about people are just serious with everything. So I was like, oh, thank you. It's amazing. So Takrade folks must get to have a renewal of mind and think about it in a different way. That when they push us and when they push kids, it will go well.
It's, they've pushed it into the minds of the kids. Now go to a classroom, a particular classroom, a neutral one, where they don't know you. Ask them, 10 students, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. What do you want to do in the future? What do you want to do in the future? None of them will tell you that they want to be a content creator. None of them will tell you want to be a musical enthusiast. None of them will tell you everybody want to be lawyer, I want to be bank, you want to be this, you want to be blah, blah. You forget about all these things. By the end of the day, the story is different.
It's amazing. Content creation, it's pain, it's really pain. Sometimes I think the needed education must go. That's what I'm saying. We don't have a sector here where these things are taught. I think our curriculum as a country with respect to education, I think maybe there will be a time where we'll have a minister that would really create a sector where we can even open a school for content creators and all, because it's paying. I mean, a lot of content. I got to see you on. In fact, it was not quite. Recently, I started following you, seeing you, and I was like, it's an amazing job you are doing, and it is portraying the country. It is showing what we have. It is showing Takoradi. Who would have done that if not for your life?
People, the story is very different. You know, I'm laughing because, like, I sometimes what people think and what they say, it makes me laugh. I'm like,
oh,
and they are not open to reading a lot of things, you know. So the cycle is really small here in Takoradi. I mean, Ghana as a whole. It's now that people are getting to understand that even Twitter influencers are getting more than $900 a month and blah blah blah. How many workers are getting $900 in a month?
It's well, question for the gods, because it's not common. I mean, now that everything is being monetized on these social media platforms, I think we need to or them paying for no what's set up. I mean, or straightforward. Easy as I'm quite want to say.
As I'm want to say, cannot okay.
Because order was set up. Now we encourage the youth. You know, it's another way of creating employment for the youth.
Of course.
Yes. So when the needed resources are put in, and then they are taught well, and these sectors are grown, and for people to get into it, I think with time, these boys on the streets trying to do this and that. I mean, it's amazing how people think when
cameraman. Right. So I'm here with Manuel Brave, somebody who is into music and who can teach you a whole lot of things about music. Now, we are about wrapping up. So to the artists in Sekeni Takoradi, because this is where you are you open to work with any of them, or do you want to collaborate on sounds and want to teach them one or two?
I'm open to, in fact, I believe that I need to explore, and I'm trying to explore. So now gradually I'm coming up. It's been an amazing journey, and I've been on the low for a while, and I believe that if anybody would want to get my services, employ me for whatever function or for whatever reasons, I'm open. I also work with a team, so we are very open to working with any artist or on whatever level for whatever reasons. Yeah.
You are on the social media platforms, right? On Facebook, so when you want to know, of course, on Facebook, on Instagram, what name is it?
On all my social media platforms, Facebook is Manuel Brave. Twitter is also Manuel Brave. X now, and YouTube is Manuel Brave. Instagram too is Manuel Brave. So basically, these are the few ones that I'm now plying my trade on. Yeah,
that is good. That is good. So to the artists watching, they are going to watch it. Either they like it or not, they have to come to you. What is that one thing that you would tell them about doing the music?
Takoradi is a hard nut to crack. Let me use it figuratively. But I think that when they persevere, they will break bounds and break barriers. I believe that they all must now begin to invest a lot in their careers, because doing music, it's either you do it fully or not at all. They can't be like, oh, me and part-time. So they should invest and then have a team of people around them, people that will guide them. Oh, my and you. So you go to your director for that session. Now it will trend. He works on the keys for you. Oh, you mean you better quiet. E flat to E or E flat to F. It would be nice, especially with this aspect. They need to have a team and consult the right people. They shouldn't just limit themselves to just a few people being their kind and they make phone calls. No, sometimes I think secular musicians, it's how maybe the Christian community also tend to look at them. But I may tell them that sometimes on Sundays they should just visit the churches, go and listen to how the music is. They can get somebody from there to be on their team. So in the Moko Methodist, Moko the Mount, sorry, or Chamoko Assemblies, or Moko my team, you will get somebody they will need. to be on their team.
This is a big advice.
Exactly. So people are hiding, especially a lot of people are hiding in the churches. For me, I don't think it's a bad idea where a Christian, a player in the church is trying to, you employ him to assist you in your music career. It's not.
It's the mind, the thinking.
Yes. It's purely professional. So they should visit churches from time to time, and they'll be amazed as to the kind of talent they will find there. Charlie, I need this guy, I need this lady, I need this gentleman. That is what I did to get a few team for myself. So sometimes when I go places, I go with them. They should go to churches and it will help.
You know, you see my cameraman, he's called Daniel. This guy will just put down notes and send them to me. My intro, how to do intro and everything, he will teach me. So, you know, you have to have people who are like minds around you. And of course, today I'm here in Efiekuma with Manuel Brave, very exceptional person. Follow him on the social media handles, you are going to understand what I'm saying. So we have had a nice convo, and I hope you are going to enjoy it as well. You know, my name is Gani, and of course you can follow me on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat, and on Twitter, which is now X. And bro, thanks so much for having you. Charlie, you're amazing, bro.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thanks so much for giving me this opportunity for the world to see me. In fact, I'm very privileged. Thank you so much.
You see, with this microphone, right, and with this camera, and with Daniel, we are going to bring everybody on screen.
Amazing.
And Pimpo Ebepe, my guy said it's Yao King.
Thank you, bro.
All right, we are out.